In 1926 Bel Air, Los Angeles, Mexican immigrant Manuel Manny Torres helps transport an elephant to a debauched bacchanal, rife with sex, jazz, and cocaine, at Kinescope Studios executive Don Wallach's mansion. He quickly becomes smitten with Nellie Leroy, a brash, ambitious self-declared star from New Jersey. In 1926 Bel Air, Los Angeles, Mexican immigrant Manuel Manny Torres helps transport an elephant to a debauched bacchanal, rife with sex, jazz, and cocaine, at Kinescope Studios executive Don Wallach's mansion. Also attending are Chinese-American lesbian cabaret singer Lady Fei Zhu and African-American jazz trumpeter Sidney Palmer. The flamboyantly dancing Nellie is spotted and swiftly recruited to replace Jane in a Kinescope film. During filming, she crudely upstages Constance Moore. Manny meets and befriends Jack Conrad, a benevolent but troubled, oft-married film star, and drives the drunken Jack home. Jack helps Manny secure assistant jobs at Kinescope, like finding Otto von Strasberger a new camera to film Jack in an outdoors love scene before nightfall. Manny climbs the studio system's ranks. Nellie quickly becomes an it girl, covered by gossip columnist Eleanor St. John, who also follows Jack's career. As sound film displaces silence in the late 1920s, Manny skillfully adapts to technical changes, eventually becoming a director. Nellie struggles to navigate sound film's demands. One cameraman dies filming her, and increases her drug use and reckless gambling, tarnishing her reputation despite Manny's assistance. Nellie, shown to have an institutionalized mother, eggs on her drunken father, an inept business manager, Robert, to publicly fight a rattlesnake during a party. He passes out. Nellie fights the snake, which bites her neck. Faye kills it and sucks out the venom. Nellie passionately kisses her. By 1932, Jack begins to sense that his popularity has waned, but still works in low-budget Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer films. As Hollywood becomes less libertine, executives tell Manny to fire Faye, a Kinescope title writer, because of her perceived lesbian affair with Nellie. By 1932, Jack begins to sense that his popularity has waned, but still works in low-budget Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer films. As Hollywood becomes less libertine, executives tell Manny to fire Faye, a Kinescope title writer, because of her perceived lesbian affair with Nellie. Eleanor and Manny attempt to revamp Nellie's image and ingratiate her into Hollywood's high society, but at a party with William Randolph Hearst and Marion Davies, Nellie lashes out against upper-class snobbery, vomiting on Hearst. Jack finds Eleanor's cover story about his declining popularity and confronts her. She explains that although his star has faded, he will be immortalized on film. Sidney is offended when studio executives convince Manny to request he don blackface for Southern audiences. Upon completion, Sidney leaves Kinescope. Jack encounters Faye at a hotel party. She reveals her departure for Europe and Pathé. Afterwards, in his hotel room, a despondent Jack fatally shoots himself. Eccentric gangster James McKay threatens Nellie's life over her massive gambling debts. Manny initially rejects her pleas for help, but later secures funds from the movie set drug pusher, aspiring actor, the Count, and visits James with him to pay off Nellie's debt. Manny panics upon learning the money is counterfeit, made by his own prop maker. James invites the men to a subterranean gathering space for animal-abusing debauched parties, raving about potential film ideas. When James realizes the cash is counterfeit, he attempts to kill them, but they narrowly escape, killing James's henchman Wilson. Manny asks Nellie to flee with him to Mexico, marry, and start a new life. She resists, but eventually agrees. James's associate tracks Manny down, killing the Count and his roommate but sparing Manny's life if Manny leaves Los Angeles. Nellie reneges on her decision and dances away into the night. A montage of newspaper clippings reveals Eleanor's death at age 76, and Nellie's death from a drug overdose at 34. In 1952, Manny returns to California with his wife Sylvia and young daughter, having fled to New York City and established a radio shop. He shows them the Kinescope Studios entrance but visits a nearby cinema alone to see Singin' in the Rain, whose depiction of the industry's transition from silence to talkies moves him to tears. A century-spanning series of vignettes from various films follows. As the focus returns to Singin' in the Rain, Manny tearfully smiles.